Hi there. My name is Julia Lynch. I am Canadian. But I live in the UK, so I don't actually live in Canada. I'm also half Jamaican and half English, hence being able to live here in the UK. And I am the founding director of Global Girl Project, which I currently run from a houseboat in England. My journey, it's been an interesting one, as I think it is with most people who lead in some way. I am a social worker by training. I graduated with a degree in social work and started off my career working in community development, working locally in Toronto at the time. Always working with teenagers, have always had a passion towards working with teenagers, but really in a local sense. And then I decided to explore the world a little bit, and I moved to the UK. I worked for a while in leaving care, so I worked in the care system here in the UK, which was quite an eye-opening experience, but also the time when I started to explore the world a little bit more, and really probably where the seeds of Global Girl Project began. And then I moved back to Toronto again, and I actually started working as an individual and family therapist, working with the most hard to reach young people in Canada at that time, working in mental health and family therapy. And then I moved to LA, and I lived in LA for 9 years and worked as a behavior therapist. I worked in South Central LA and Watts and Compton. And that's also where Global Girl Project was founded. And now I find myself here running Global Girl Project. So I think that each of us go through different things that bring us to our purpose in life. And for me, I have really kind of always been outside the box. I grew up as one of very few people of color in an all-white town. I grew up realizing I was gay in my late teens, in a time when there was really nobody who was outwardly out. And so I always felt different. I always felt outside the box. And for me, that meant that the rules didn't apply. And so I could create my own rules, which is what I've done a lot of my life. The other experience that I had was growing up in a family where my power as a girl was not celebrated. It was actually feared in some ways. And also seeing that, what rules applied to me as a girl were quite different than the rules applied to my brother. And that's something that really upset me. I really believed in fairness and equality from a young age, and that everybody should have the same opportunity. And so, that has really spoken to the work that I've done as a social worker and a therapist, and now the founder of Global Girl Project. And then, the other piece for me is I traveled the world, and I had this crazy experience in Nepal trucking. They thought I had malaria. I thought I was going to die. And in that moment, it was my biggest fear at that time. And of course, my biggest fear happened. And then I pushed through. I got to the other side. And for me, that was a really big transformational moment where I realized that I could do anything that I wanted to do, absolutely anything. And so that is actually part of what we used to develop the initial programming with Global Girl Project, and what we continue to do today, which is give girls experiences that push them outside their comfort zone so that they can see themselves in their true power. So, what does feminist leadership mean to me? For me, it means that we value the feminine and the masculine equally. That in the workplace, the different feminine qualities and characteristics and behaviors are given equal weight to those masculine qualities and behaviors and characteristics. It's not about men and women, but about that balance between those two sides. And so, what does that look like? It means that we value our staff being able to ask for help, being able to put themselves first, being able to have opportunity to take care of themselves, as well as get the work done well and efficiently. So for instance, we've just implemented a 32-hour work week, which is really exciting, and it's very difficult to implement when you're already low on resource. We have 2 staff members, But it's so important to me that we start from this space, that we walk our talk. And so we want to have our volunteers, our staff, have the ability to take care of themselves, spend time with their family and their friends, and do the things that they're passionate about so they can bring that passion and energy to their work. Another big piece for me is about collaboration. It's about the understanding that everybody has something equally valuable to bring to the table, and that there's much more power in collaboration than there is in competition. And so all of the work that we do, we work in partnership, and our partnerships are 50-50 with the different organizations that we run our programming with. That's hugely, hugely important to us. And then I think the other thing is just constantly, redefining power, redefining leadership, so that we are always questioning, always looking for opportunities for growth. So I think that if you're young, or maybe you're not so young, and you're looking to lead in a different way and lead from a feminist perspective, the first thing that you really need to do and be ready for is to continually be uncomfortable, and continually be vulnerable, and continually being as honest, as authentic as you can be. And that's really what a true leader does. That way you can be open to the blind spots that you have, that we all have, and knowing that we've grown up in a society where leading in a feminist way is not valued, or hasn't been valued. And so you're going to have to relearn a lot of the things that I always say it's like dating. You can say that you want to date somebody different, but then you end up with the same person, and you're like, why did that happen? And it's really because it's not that simple to change what we know intrinsically within us. And so we do have to be really conscious and constantly question. And then I think the other thing is like, remember that this is about collaboration. I think that going into something wanting to lead is maybe missing a step, and that we want to go in creating change collaboratively. And if you come out of this as a leader, that will be a natural part of the process. But if one goes into something actually wanting to lead, then from my perspective, that may be more about the ego than it is about actually wanting to create change. And true leadership is really, I think, just living your life in an authentic way, and doing it what you say you're going to do, and working in a collaborative way to be able to create the change that you want to see. So have fun.